So formally, we start the event, guys. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome you all to the Global CMA Vision 2024, the Pathway to Success. I'm Vidisha Saraf, your host for the enlightening event today. It's an honor to gather such brilliant minds united by a shared ambition for excellence in finance and management. On behalf of the entire Saraf Academy team, I welcome each one of you to make time for this event today. At Saraf Academy, we pride ourselves on being a pioneering institution in global commerce education, committed to nurturing talent and fostering growth through our ethos of keep learning, keep growing. Over the past 2 decades, we have nurtured over 1 lakh learners from more than 30 countries. We are not just an institution, we are a vibrant community where aspirations are fueled and futures are shaped. Our faculty is the backbone of our academy, consisting of seasoned professionals and passionate educators like our very own Mr. Prakash Saraf, who is also our founder and CEO. His philosophy centers on the belief that every student has the potential for greatness. Alongside him, we have a dedicated team that ensures that our students receive world-class education and support, staying ahead in the fields of finance, accounts, and business. At Saraf Academy, we offer a range of globally recognized courses such as ACCA, CMA, CPA, Diploma in IFRS, and of course, CMA, the very reason for which we all have gathered here today. Our modern approach to learning through user-friendly technology and flexible classes ensure a comprehensive educational experience. We measure our success not just by a consistent record of producing rank holders, but by individual growth and achievements of our learners. We are committed to fostering a culture of continuous personal and professional development. Before we move ahead, I would just like to take you over the flow of the event. Can you all see my screen? Yep. Is the flow of the event visible now? Could somebody confirm? Yeah.
Yes.
This is how the flow of the event looks like for the evening. After the welcoming introduction, we have insightful presentations from our distinguished speakers. We have representation from the IMA. We have Mr. Hock himself joining us from Hock International. Then we have a session from Prakash Sir. And I'd like you all to please stay tuned for his session because we have an exciting announcement for the surprise gift of the webinar, which has been announced. We will then conclude the session through our inspiring success stories from Saraf Academy alumni. So students, I would request each one of you to please stay put with your questions and hold on to your questions till the end of the session, because in the end, we have a question and answer session, which will be interactive and it will be addressed and it'll have representation from IMA, from Hock India team, as well as from Saraf Academy. So please don't get anxious. All your questions will be answered and we'll stay till the end as much as we have to field all your questions, right? Now, I'd like to invite our speakers and start the event. We are honored to have with us some of the most esteemed professionals in the field of finance and accounting. Let's begin our journey with Mr. Vineet Pawar from IMA. Mr. Pawar is the Relationship Development Manager at IMA, which is the Institute of Management Accountants. With over 20 years of experience in sales and marketing within the finance and accounting industry, he has a deep understanding of the current landscape and the evolving needs of professionals. Mr. Pawar's passion for promoting management accounting and fostering strategic partnerships within the industry is truly inspiring. He has played a key role in connecting professionals and organizations, contributing significantly to the advancement of the field. Over to you, Vineet.
Thanks, Vidisha, and thanks, Prakash ji, for inviting me to today's session. I'll just share my slide, if that's okay.
Yes.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you once again, Vidisha and Prakash ji, inviting for today's session. I'll quickly run through the presentation, who we are and what we do. And most of all, before I start, I wanted to share about my team. So we have Fanil Vadakan taking care of India, is a country manager. Then we have Megha Agarwal taking care of marketing manager for India. And then I lead the North India market. And then along with me, I have Priyanka Singh. She's based out of Bangalore. She takes care for the South India market. And then we have a support functional team, Lipika Devi, based out of Bangalore, taking care of members, relationship specialist based out of Bangalore. So a little bit about us. We are close to 140,000 members across 150 different countries. We are truly global organization. And over and above, we are close to 100,000 CMAs still certified, close to 100 plus countries. We have 12 global offices with close to 350 chapters. And we are close to, we are overachieved, like over being more than 100 years old organization. Apart from that, we have three curriculum which we are promoting across the worldwide. We have FMA, and then we have CMA and CSCA. We'll talk more about CMA in today's session. And yes, so a little bit about us, what we do for our members. So this is a bit of slide which tells you more about what we do of our member. Usually with our qualification, different qualification like other professional qualification, you become member after doing the qualification. Whereas with us, you become member from day one, becoming an IMA member, and you get to learn on the go on the day when you become a member. So you get to learn 140 plus e-learning certification, and we have a lot of IMA webinars, partner webinars. And apart from that, we have recently launched a very unique tool for across the globe. In India, we're doing a very good attraction. We have launched a career portal for IMA members. So there are a lot of job opportunities are there. Apart from that, we do a lot of student leadership conferences. We do an Indian leadership conference across in India. And one of our flagship short certification, which we are running for IMA members, which is like IMA Data Analytics Visualization Fundamental Certificate, blockchain, and then we have IMA Excel series. These are some range of support which we give for an IMA members. And apart from that, these are a glimpse of our event which we do for students across India. So this is what our two flagship event. We call it Student Case Study Challenge, which happens every year, and it's a very, very great event. We have colleges participating for this case study challenge. Last time it happened in Mumbai, and the year before it had in Delhi. This year we are going to have this in Chennai. So yes, so this is a very, very great event which happens once a year, and students definitely should participate as a very unique event. Apart from that, we do a lot of corporate events. So we do a lot of sessions in corporate just to ensure that we are quite visible, we are quite aware at that there. So this is what we do. And this is what a member-centric event. So we have a lot, the moment you become an IMA member, and while you study, we do a lot of sessions and training while you study. And over and above, a little bit about CMA. So this is what our curriculum looks like. This is what we follow, which we call it IMA Global Management Accounting Competency Framework, which is the one of the finest competencies. We have 6 competencies which students study while studying our curriculum, which we call it leadership, strategy, planning, performance, reporting, control, business acumen, technology analytics, and professional ethics. These are the 6 world-class competency which have been created into our qualification framework. So CMA has 2 exams. A little bit brief you on that. To become US CMA, you need to complete 2 exams. Need to be a bachelor degree from university, 2-year relevant experience, an active member and IMA. I'll park all my questions. So while at the end of the session, we'll have more interaction. You can ask me as many questions you want to ask, but I'll just run you through who we are and what we do. And then this is how the exams look like. We have part 1 and part 2, financial planning, performance analysis. And then we got part 2, we call strategic financial management. So we have 2 exams are there. And I'll just pause it for a while just for you to overview what are the content topics for you to overview. So part 1 and part 2, 2 exams in US CMA, right? Financial planning, performance analytics, and we have strategic financial management. So now a bit more, a bit deep diving. Exam administered at 100 testing facility worldwide, which we call it Prometric Testing Center. So you can book an exam in Prometric Testing Center. You have to go and give exam there. Exams happen three times a year: January, February, May and June, September and October. And you have the 60 days of origin to book an exam, to book a slot. And then candidate can schedule exam at their own pace. You can give part 2 first or part 1 first. And at averagely, it takes about 12 to 18 months to complete the qualification. And this is what is required. So while you're booking an exam, just ensure that you have this details. So you need to have a driving license, PAN card, voter ID card. And I hope Vidisha, I'm not going very fast, just keeping the time frame. You're on mute.
You don't have to worry about the time. You could slow down a bit, maybe.
Okay, right. So yeah, so this is a very, very important slide. I wanted to share it to you. What happens? Many students go to the Prometric Testing Center, and somehow the other their member name doesn't matches with their ID. So be very mindful when you appearing for US CMA exam. When you go for an exam center, ensure that your name matches with your identity. So be very mindful with that. And you spend a lot of times and months, and what happens moment you go to prometric testing center, your name doesn't matches with your identity, you will not be given a chance to inside the sit inside the testing center. You'll not be able to give exam, and you panic. You'll randomly call us. We will not be able to support you, and your exam fee is also forfeited. So be very mindful. So I wanted to stress here a lot because our student faces a problem while you go. So be very careful while you're registering with prometric testing center to booking your exams. This is a bit about me. So that's it from us. I have my number and my email ID, and just in case if you have any question, you can. Oh, I'm open for that at the end of at the end of the day. Thanks, Vidisha. I hope I was quick and fast.
Thank you so much, Vineet, for your insightful presentation and your valuable contributions. We greatly appreciate your time and expertise. Now it's my pleasure to introduce someone who has dedicated his career to helping individuals achieve their CMA US aspirations, Mr. Brian Hock. Mr. Hock is the founder of Hock International, renowned for developing clear and comprehensive CMA US study materials. His training programs have empowered countless individuals to successfully navigate the CMA US exams. Mr. Hock's commitment to making CMA US preparation accessible to diverse audiences is commendable. His study materials are known for their clear explanations, practical examples, and focus on real-world application, making them invaluable resources for aspiring CMAs. We would like to extend a special thank you to Mr. Hock for joining us early this morning from US, especially on a holiday. Sir, your dedication is truly appreciated and means a lot to all of us here. Over to you, Brad.
Thank you very much. Thank you to you, Vidisha, and the entire Saraf team, and Prakash, and all of you for giving up some of your time. Not only am I giving up my time to be here, I know everyone else is. And so what I want to do is try to add as much value to you as I can while I have the opportunity to speak with you. I want to start by first saying some comments about the CMA exam. This is an exam that I've been involved with for almost 25 years now. The first class that I taught for CMA was in September of the year 2000. And so over that time, I've seen a lot of CMA students. I've helped a lot of CMA students pass. And I've also gone through a lot of CMA exams. When I took the exam, it was 4 parts. And I think there was a time where it was 3 parts, and now it's 2 parts. And one of the things that has always been the case with the CMA exam is that it has always been relevant. It has always been what it is that people need in an accounting and finance profession. And this is something that makes it a lot easier for teachers to teach and for students to study when all of the content that is being tested on the exam is actually content that people are going to be using in their career. And I don't want to stray too far from my topic, but I know that a common question that everybody asks about any professional certification is, will it help me get a job? And the answer to that about any professional certification is yes, it will help you get a job. No professional certification will guarantee you get a job. But that question of whether or not a professional certification will help you get a job is not really the correct question in my mind. The correct question is, will it help you keep a job? Not only get the job, but keep the job. And in order to keep a job, you need to add value to your organization. You need to be able to do what it is that the job requires you to do. And CMA gives you the tools to know how to do the job that you are going to be asked to do in an accounting department or a finance department or a consulting role. And so what's happening is, as you are studying for CMA, that CMA, those letters will help you get a job. But the knowledge that you learn, the skills and the tools that you gain while you're studying for CMA is what is going to allow you to do your job very well. And that's what's going to allow you to keep your job in the long term. And so we need to make certain that that question we ask about our career is the right time frame. Not just getting a job, but keeping a job. And this idea of the skills that you learn in the exam being necessary to help you keep your job, this is what we keep in mind as well when we write the materials and we prepare the materials for you. We know that passing the exam is the first step in the process. But the more important step is that you actually know and understand what it is that is on the exam, that you're able to understand the issues about capital budgeting and internal controls and corporate finance and working capital management and all of those topics that are covered on the CMA exam. Those all are part of how you're going to be successful in your career. So in our materials, we're not only teaching you the bare minimum to maybe be able to guess the answer correctly, we're making certain that you understand the concepts, that you understand the content, that you gain those skills that your employer expects you to have if you're a CMA. And so our entire process of developing the materials and providing those materials to you is to make certain that the two things happen. One, you pass your exam on your first attempt because we cover everything, we explain everything. And second, that you have all of the skills that are necessary after you pass your exam to succeed in your career. You don't get promoted, you don't get a bonus because of the certification you have. You get promoted and you get the bonus because you're able to use the knowledge you learned in that certification to add value to the company you're working for. And this is our whole concept of what we're trying to do with our content. And I know that this is the same thing that Saraf Academy is going to help you do as well. It's not just, here's the 5 things and the bare minimum that you need to pass the exam, maybe. But we're going to make certain that you understand the concepts, that you have those skills and you have those tools so that you are ready for any question that comes to you on the exam, and you are prepared for any task that they ask you to do at work. One of the things that some candidates look for is a shortcut. They want the shortest time to pass. They want the minimum amount. They ask, what topics are most important to study? What topics are the mock or the essay going to come from? You can't do that. This is a very good syllabus, a very detailed syllabus, and all of the topics are covered. On your individual exam, they're not going to test everything that's in the book, but they are going to test a lot of it. And so you need to be prepared for an essay question, for a problem from any topic within the book. There aren't shortcuts. And when you understand all of the content, you are prepared on the exam for a question that's different, a new question. And this is how it is that we can separate people who understand the content from people who don't, is when they get that new question, when they get that new approach or that new way that something is being asked, if you really understand the topics, you'll be able to answer it. If you don't really understand the topics, you won't be able to. Anything that has value has a work that's required with it. And this exam is no different. This is a difficult exam, and we want it to be difficult. Because if the exam isn't difficult, then anybody's going to be able to pass it. And if anybody's going to be able to pass it, it doesn't add value to those who do. So this is a difficult exam. This is a challenging exam. And that's okay, because it is also a passable exam. You are able to pass. It requires commitment, it requires dedication, and it requires a decision on your part that this is important. But I know that we have made the decision to be committed and dedicated to helping you pass. And I know Saraf Academy has made that same decision to do everything that they can and need to do to help you to pass. So when you are ready mentally, when you've made the decision that passing this exam is important to you, you have everything that you need available to you to pass the exam. You have great materials, you have great teachers, you have great support from both of us. Everything that you need to pass the exams is available to you. It really comes down to a question for you as to whether or not you are ready to work hard, and to take advantage of all of those tools and resources and support that's available to you so that you are ready to take the exam and pass the exam. I know it's a question of how does all of this work? How does all of this go together? Well, it's kind of a partnership. There's a partnership with the materials, there's a partnership with the teachers, and there's a partnership with you. And this is successful when all of the partners are working together. And I know we're doing what we need to do, and I know Saraf is doing what they need to do. And so really it comes down to a question about whether or not you are prepared to succeed. Are you prepared to succeed? We have a textbook that is very detailed and very helpful. We have a test bank. We have mock exams. We have MCQs. We have the essays. All of those tools are there. We spent almost 25 years developing them. And so in all of those 25 years, we've been asked a lot of questions. And we've answered a lot of questions. And so what we've been able to do is we've been able to take those questions and those answers and include them in our book. So that when you go through the book, you have those questions and answers already there for you. When we prepare the materials, we use the learning outcome statements from IMA. So we know what is on the exam, and that's in our book. And we know what's not on the exam, and that's not in our materials. Okay, we are focused on you learning the skills that you need to do two things: to pass your exam on your first attempt, and to succeed in your job. Your first job, your next job, the job after that, giving you the skills and the tools that your company's expecting you to have and allowing you to perform your job very well. And that's how you get your promotions. That's how you get your raises. That's how you get all of those wonderful career opportunities. We are looking forward to helping all of you pass when you make that decision to become a CMA. And I know that we're working with Saraf Academy, and we're looking forward to doing that together, providing you all of those resources that you need. This is what I wanted to say right now. I will also stay here and be available at the question session if there's any questions that anybody wants to ask me. I want to say, just kind of in conclusion, thank you for your time. Thank you for making this investment here and learning about CMA and learning about Saraf Academy. If you decide that CMA is what you want to do, you are in the right place. You have a great course provider, you have a great materials provider, you have all of the resources you need to be successful. It's just a question of you making that decision in your own mind to be that third partner. You've got the materials, you've got the course provider. We just need you to be that dedicated and committed student, and the partnership will be successful, and your career is going to benefit from now until you retire. So thank you very much, everyone. And I look forward to helping you pass and become a CMA.
Thank you so much, Brian. What an absolutely fantastic session. Wasn't it, guys? Show some love. How was the session? Let's see in the chat box.
Thank you.
Let's see your comments coming in the chat box. We have got 2 sessions now, up till now, and let's see how the session was. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Let's see your comments. Okay.
Yeah, my pleasure.
It's been an absolutely beautiful session and really enlightening. And it's been really nice of Brian to say he's going to stick around till the end. So guys, seldom do you get such opportunities where you have representations from the head of the academies coming in to take your questions. So request you to please note down your questions and be around till the end of the session so that all these dignitaries are there to solve them for you. So thank you, Brian, for the invaluable insights and your commitment to the CMA community. Thank you, Vineet, once again. And now, next, it's time to extend a warm welcome to Prakash Saraf, the founder and chairman at Saraf Academy. Most of you all might be knowing him, but for the ones who don't, I'll just give a brief introduction for Saraf. Mr. Saraf has been instrumental in shaping the careers of over 1 lakh finance professionals worldwide. With more than 25 years of experience, he's guided and mentored students from over 30 countries across the globe, establishing Saraf Academy as a powerhouse in finance education. Holding a first-class commerce degree from Calcutta University, a chartered accountancy qualification, and prestigious designations like CMA, CFA, CMA, Mr. Prakash has an impressive academic background. At Saraf Academy, under Mr. Saraf's leadership, we have consistently delivered record-breaking national and global rank holders. His aim is to make every student impeccably brilliant in academics and an irreplaceable asset in their professional lives. He inspires and mentors students at every step, ensuring that they stay ahead of their peers in the accounting and finance professions. Mr. Saraf believes in the power of technology and strives to deliver value-based education to students globally. His motto, hear this properly, most of you all who've attended his classes will know, his motto, you will not fail unless you really want to fail, resonates with every student at Saraf Academy. So join me in welcoming Prakash sir. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vidisha. Thank you, Brian. And thank you, Vineet ji, for giving me this opportunity. A very warm welcome to all of you. And I will just say that the motto of our session is what? Whether we should be doing CMA US or not. Whether it will be advantageous for us or not. I think in any course, because so many courses we are teaching for so many years, even the Indian course, international course, I think that we need to decide what is the cost to do the course, whether it is compatible, that whether it is possible that I will be able to complete the course. After completing the course, whether I will be getting the opportunities in business or in job market, whether I will be able to do something by doing the course, how much time it will take to complete the course, what is the curriculum involved in the course, what is the value of the institute in the market, what is the brand, what is the goodwill, because these are the questions which comes in our mind. And for that reason, we are here. I personally feel that if you do any course in accounting, business and finance, whether it's a certified in India or whether it's an international course like CMA US, I think first thing you will consider what is the brand goodwill of the institute. So you know that the CMA US course offered by Institute of Management Accountant US, offering the certified management accounting course, and it is globally recognized. Employers value the course. The curriculum which is included in the course itself, it's so enriched that once you study that, you will be able to manage the business problems in organization. Like Mr. Brand said, ultimately, it is not a question that we will get the job. The purpose is that whether we will be able to retain the job, whether we will be able to solve the problems of the organization. So the course covered those areas that you will be able to retain your job. You will be valued by the organization all over the world. You will be getting opportunities in India. You will be getting opportunities outside India. You will be getting opportunities in different field of accounting and finance. And your knowledge will be superpower, which you will be able to analyze by looking at the curriculum. As far as the cost is concerned, as per my knowledge, it is one of the lowest cost in any professional course in the world, which has brand goodwill, which has image, which can give you benefit in life. The ROI is very, very high. The third thing, everybody wants that to get a good qualification very fast. In this respect, I will say two things. There are two types of courses nowadays for 4 or 5 years in the market. One is the course which are helping you to develop a particular skill. And one is the course which is, you can say, professional development courses, which are going to give you job opportunities. The professional development courses will always be covering a lot of aspects, hard work, a determined way of exam, ethics, and all that will be there in a professional development course. But a skill related course are always short term. They will be not for job. Those courses are mainly for developing a particular skill. There are so many courses in the market. Don't get confused with a professional development course, which is hardcore accounting, finance, a system, and an ethics and the exams, different than a course which is of 4, 5 hours, 10 hours. Because nowadays, students are getting confused. By short mein ye kar lenge, isse ho jayega. That is not going to give you job. That is not going to give you opportunities. You are getting a skill, and skill development will be there for whole life, because learning is that one thing which we never forget. We all need that. But doing a professional course is, you can say, which will make your life, which will give you opportunities in life. So a CMA US course, even though it's a professional development course, entire ethics and all guidelines are there, the exam structure, everything is there. This course can be completed very fast. The course can be completed as early as possible, depends upon your capacity, depends upon your commitment. I always say that in life, first of all, we need to be 100% committed. If I am committed for teaching, we all are committed that we will help you all. You need to commit yourself that I will study. Not that 5-10 hours in a day. But if you are committing that for today, I will study, and till the course get completed, I will study in the right manner, the way I will be guided by the faculty, I will be guided by the, knowledgeable person. I will follow that, and I will commit myself that I will complete the course. Then in that case, you will be able to complete the course very fast. So cost, goodwill, brand, image, the curriculum which is included, helping you to become a competent person to solve the organization issues, and at the same time, it can be completed faster. So you can say that all in all, it is one of the best courses. Not that because I am teaching, because I am not the only teacher in the world who is teaching CMA US. I am not the only person that, I mean to say that the students are joining in the course because of my saying something. You all can take your call. You all can understand what is good or bad, black and white. And you can take your call, which course you should be doing. So one question from all of you to get a rhythm in the class. How many of you want to know in detail about CMA US? Please say in the chat box yes, or you can say whatever you like. How many of you want to know a detail about the CMA US course offered by IMA, a detailed guidelines relating to the course? How many of you? Please say yes in the chat box. If you like to know about CMA US curriculum, if you want to know slightly more detail relating to CMA US. Because everybody is here for this purpose only. Sir, मेरे को CMA US करना है क्या? सर पैसे कितने लगेंगे? सर फायदा होगा कि नहीं? सर क्या पढ़ना है? मैं पास हो पाऊंगा कि नहीं? मेरे को क्या जॉब मिलेगा? अपॉर्चुनिटी क्या मिलेगी? These are the questions which I go on hearing every day from student one after another. So I am here for that purpose only. Okay. So for that reason, I am along with the saying sharing my screen also, because thoda sa 5-10 minute chahiyega to share the screen with all of you. That what is there in the CMA US course. Okay. I'm just going into the highlighted points, for which we all are concerned. We all need to know those highlighted points we are focusing. If you want this, I mean to say, brochure or anything, you can just mail us. We will be giving you. So first of all, CMA US course is divided into 2 parts, as Mr. Bran and Mr. Vineet said, that there are 2 parts in the course. You can say 2 parts, 2 exams, 2 portions. One is part 1, the another is part 2. The part 1 is financial planning, performance and analytics. And the part 1 is strategic financial management or financial decision making. Relating to part 2, the name is financial decision making, no problem. In both the parts, you can see there are 6 areas. Part 1 having 6 portions, 15, 20, 20 and all that. And part 2 has 6 portions. You can see those are 12 subjects. The 2 exams, part 1, part 2, but they are covering 6 subjects. Suppose you were doing any Indian course like CA or CMA India, then there are 15, 20 papers. You need to give exam for all of them separately. Here we have combined, CMA Institute combined all the curriculum which students need to study to solve the business problems, but that is covered into 2 exams. But the syllabus is vast. You need to study very well. Very well in the sense, the student need to study with concepts. The student just cannot mug up and give the exam and pass the exam. as Mr. Brand started teaching around 25 years back in 1998. Same is the story here also, that I started my teaching around 91, 92, not CMA US, but then you can say 7, 8 class students and all that. And then the professional teaching I started around 97, 98 only, with the CFA, with BCom, and you can say different Indian courses also. I started teaching CMA US, I don't remember exactly, around 13 or 14. So around 11, 12 years back. In the classroom, that video is still there on YouTube, and there is more than 1 lakh likes on that video, because that was the first class taken in the classroom, physical class for CMA US. So you can see that we are knowing everything in and out relating to the syllabus. It is covering whatever is there in any other syllabus. Everything is covered. And the way the questions are asked are very practical oriented. Unless and until I will not explain, or a teacher will not explain the practical aspects of the curriculum, it is difficult to pass CMA US. It's 2 exams, can be done faster, but then both the areas, that is 6, 6, 12 areas, covered detailed analysis about each aspect of a business. Whether it's finance, whether it's accounting, whether it's management accounting, auditing, internal control, ethics, corporate governance, then IT, all major areas which are required in a small, medium and large scale organization. हर जगह जो आपको चाहिए है, that is included in the course, and that is in a very practical oriented manner, not just for the sake of reading. All the things are there which are very practical oriented. A student will enjoy study when they will study in a right direction. I can see that this part 1, part 2, I take around 100 to 120 hours to teach one part. So you can see that the classes are around 200 to 240 hours. And it's a live class. It's not recorded. Pure all classes are live since last 13, 14 years. Every batch after batch, live classes are running. And the classes are always beyond office hour. Never during office hour. Because so many students are working professionals. They will not get time during office hours. They need to go office. They need to serve their family. So for that reason, the classes are always beyond office hour. Not every day. In a week, 2 to 3 classes, but it is hectic. You can say that one class of minimum 3 hours, sometime 3.5 hours. One is on the Saturday morning. One is in the evening time, 8:30 India time, till 12 o'clock, like that. So a student can attend those live classes. They can get the feeling. They can ask the questions in front of me, in front of others. Whatever others are asking, you will be able to involve. And then you will be able to understand the concepts very, very well. If you are committed, as I said in the beginning, C for commitment, C for consistency. I want 2 things in the student: commitment and consistency. Then the capacity I will build to make you pass the exam. That is not a tension. There are many students who says that, sir, I have not studied for 5, 7 years. No problem, man. You have not studied for 20 years. Doesn't matter. Whether you are ready to study now, whether you will attend the classes, whether you will regularly give 2 hours to study, because for a particular part, suppose part 1, I am teaching, say, 100 to 120 hours, say maximum 120 hours. The student need to study self maximum 120 hours further, 240 hours for one part. 240 hours in 4 months, 120 days. What is average time per day is coming? 2 hours, including my classes, not only self-study. Including the classes, it's 240 hours one part. You give 240 hours, every day 2 hours, I will give you CMA US guarantee. I'm giving you. Doesn't matter whether you have not studied for 5, 6 years, 10 years. कोई problem नहीं है यार, कोई issue नहीं है. Are you committed? Are you going to be consistent? The capacity, the capability I will build up to pass the exam. I'm not going into what is included in the 1 by 1 in the curriculum, because that will take huge time. Because that detailed analysis, you can go on YouTube, see my video of CMA US part 1, part 2. There are ample of videos you will be able to understand. But 4 महीने में, 4 months part 1, 4 months part 2, both can be done. Worst to worst 12 months. Matlab duration of the course is 12 months, 8 to 12 months, worst to worst 12 months. If you are committed, if you are consistent, 2 hours daily, it's a 8 to 12 months job. And by doing the course, you are getting global opportunity. You are getting the prestigious CMA qualification, CMA membership from the IMA, established for more than 100 years. The way they are doing the corporate connection, the way they are helping the students, learning partners, teachers, faculties, students, everywhere, you will understand what you are going to get in 1 year. I think we all can give 1 year in our life consistently, committed way, 2 hours daily to pass the exams, to get the certification, to get the value in the world, because that we need to do. If we are thinking of doing the course, we have to have a target that I will be completing the course within 1 year. You have to have this, because when I start classes in the first class only, this is the instruction given to everybody that भैया 1 साल में course करना है. Now, in the course, what is the exam structure? The exam structure is basically both part 1 and part 2. Both part 1 and part 2 is 500 marks paper. 500 part 1, 500 part 2. We need to score 360 to pass the exam. That means 72%. On a standalone basis, it looks quite difficult. But I always say that, suppose there is a question and there are 4 answers. I can take a test here in the class generally. You will find that if one question is there and 4 answers are there, there is a very high probability that even though you don't know, you will be able to do it correct. That means if there are 100 multiple choice questions in the exam and you are going in the exam without study, you can score 25 to 30% marks without study, because by fluke, you can select one of the 4. So if the institute will allow that the pass marks is 35%, 40%, then why to take the exam? How to differentiate between a knowledgeable person and non-knowledgeable person? That's impossible, man. So the pass percentage should be higher. In a multiple choice exam where there is no negative marking, if you don't know the concepts, then in that case, you can't score 72% marks. To score marks, you need to have skill, knowledge, understanding, conceptual clarity. Then only you will be able to score 72% marks. So if you can say 2 parts, each is 500 marks each. And in 500 marks, there are 2 portions. One is 75% multiple choice portion, and one is 25% essay type portion. 75% multiple choice, you can say out of 500, 375 marks. Each 100 multiple choice question, each are equally marked. You can say 100 question, 375 marks. So per question, 3.75 marks. No negative marking. You will do the multiple choice in 3 hours in the exam. Once 3 hours is over, you will be given the essay type question. There will be 2 scenario based 4 or 5 questions which you need to solve in next 1 hour. That will be 25%. In the essay type questions, part marking will be there depending upon how much you have done correct. But in the multiple choice question, no part marking. It's you need to solve entire 100 questions, and what is right, you will be getting marks. Wrong, no marks. Out of that total 500 marks, you need to score 360, that is 72% to pass the exams. The exams are every 2 alternate months in a year. Jan, Feb, then March, April, there is no exam. May, June, then June, July, there is no exam. July, August. Then September, October, exam. November, December, no exam. So Jan, Feb, every day 2 months. May, June, every day 2 months. And September, October, every day 2 months. The exams will be there 6 months in a year. So if by chance, even I don't want to hear this, that a student will start saying, sir, if I don't pass, what will happen? I don't like to answer this. But फिर भी अगर आप exam दिए और नहीं हुआ, you don't need to wait for 6 months, 1 year. Maybe some bad luck, something happened. You can give exam again fast. For that reason, I said it is 8 to 12 months. It will not take more than 12 months if you are committed, if you are consistent, as I said. So you can say if you are serious enough, in 4 months, you can study 240 hour, 120 hour class, 120 hour self-study, total 240 hour, 2 hours every day for 8 months, maximum for 12 months. You can become CMA. In 1 year, you are becoming CMA, a CMA certified, a global renowned management qualification, which will give you ample of opportunities in life. You can give that 1 year in life. You can do self-study. There is nothing that you need to study with Saraf or anything. It's not. Anything can be done self-study. But just that when you study with a tutor, they will be able to guide it fast. They will be able to make a system. They will be able to explain the concept in much better way. So your time and all that will be saved. So you can say that going with the classes is advisable. But if you have financial constraint problems are there, you can do self-study. It's a qualification which will be giving you fruits for whole life. For that reason, the CMA should be done. So it's, you can say, 2 exams, 500 marks, 360 pass marks, 75% multiple choice question, 25% essay type. The exams are Jan, Feb, May, June, and September, October. A student can give part 1, part 2, anyone, any order, because the syllabus is totally different. No relation with the syllabus. There are so many students giving part 2 earlier, then part 1. There are so many giving part 1 earlier, then part 2. Even in part 2, the pass rate is slightly better than part 1. Because there are many professionals who are giving exam. They are already working in the organization in professional domain. So they know so many things automatically with their working. So they need to study less in part 2. So normally the part 2 results are slightly better than part 1. Then comes the cost part. Relating to cost part, there is a big confusion in the mind of the student. Why, I don't know. Because either they are not getting the proper information, or maybe if they are getting, they don't want to understand. In any course, there are 2 types of expenditure. Similarly, in CMA US, one is payable to the institute, from where you are doing the course, who will be giving you the degree, certificate, who will be taking your exams, analyze your performance, giving you the marks and all that. That is one part going to the institute. And the other part is your study cost. You can say your tutoring cost, your study material cost and all that. So the one part which is, you can say, payable to IMA. In IMA, there are 2 categories. One is student category, one is professional category. Student category is those who are full-time student. Maybe they are doing full-time graduation. Maybe they are doing full-time masters. But they are doing full-time study. Then they are coming under student category. And those who are coming under non-student professional category, they are not doing any full-time study. For students, since they are not earning, institute is giving a scholarship. They are charging less from the student category person. But those who are professionals, they are charging more fees. In dollar, if you convert in INR, since we are from India, or most of you from India, so for that reason, I am saying in INR. In INR, if you go on the IMA website, you will find that whatever the dollar amount multiplied by 83, 84, it will be coming for students around 1 lakh to 1,10,000. And for professionals, it will be coming approximately 1,50,000. I am talking dollar amount multiplied by INR, 83, 84 rupees. Now, the total fees is divided into, one is entrance fees, membership fees, part 1 exam fees, part 2 exam fees, 4 parts. Amount payable to institute include 4 parts. Entrance fees, membership fees, part 1 exam fees, part 2 exam fees, 4 portion. All those 4 portion, you add up the dollar amount from the institute website, multiplied by 83, 84. For students, it will be coming 1,10,000, 1 lakh. For professional, it will be coming around 150. But through the learning partner, when you join, like Saraf Academy or many are there in India, it's not that we are the alone. If you join through learning partners, you are getting a discount of around 30 to 40% minimum. So you can say that for student category, effective cost will be coming around 60 to 65,000 INR. For professionals, the effective cost will be coming around 1 lakh INR. So you can say that 60 to 65 for a student and 1 lakh approximately for professionals. The breakup is different. You can connect with us. We will give you the breakup, but that will be coming the amount. Maybe 500, 1,000 here and there. Then come the second part is the training classes and the material fees. The training classes and material fees in our case will be coming approximately 80,000, 81, 82,000. So for a student category, it will be coming 60 plus 80, 1 lakh 40 to 150. For a professional, it will be coming 1 lakh plus 80, 80. You can say 1 lakh 80 to 190. That is the total cost to do the CMA US. You count cost for any other course in the world, maybe Indian, maybe international. The cost will be minimum double than this. Minimum double than this. So when the student connect, I don't understand how come the cost is higher. How we are thinking. We need to understand that CMA Institute has so many staff, resources, IT, offices. They need to bear their expenditures. Same is the case with the training providers and all that. It's not, I mean to say, when you do comparative analysis, you will find that the cost is not very high. So first part, the curriculum. Second part, what is the exam structure, how the exams to be given, what is the duration of the exams. And the third part is the cost. You can say the fourth part, can I pass this? I can only say that as Vidisha said, as Brian said, and everybody said, I'm saying the same thing, adding into that consistency, commitment, regularly for 2 hours. I will make you pass CMA US in 1 year. Just simple logic. You give me consistency and commitment. I will give you the capability, capacity. I will give you the knowledge, which will help you to pass the exams in 1 year. So you will become CMA qualified in 1 year. Normally, if we think about worst, as a fresher, we will be going for employment. And suppose we get an employment after completing CMA US, a job of around 5 to 6 lakh in India. This is bare minimum you will be getting. 5 to 6 lakh in a year. So you are spending in a year, that too also not in one go. In a year, approximately you are spending as a professional, say 1.8 to 1.9 lakh, and you are getting 5 to 6 lakh. The payback is 3 months. The ROI, the whole life you will be getting the fruits. So question kahan se aata hai yaar? How the question comes that, sir, whether value hai ki nahi? Value is not for the course. Value is for the person. Aapne kya seekha hai pad ke? When you go for interview, then are you able to answer the questions in the interview which are related with accounting, business and finance? That you will be able to answer when you know the course, when you know the practicality, when you know the technicality, when you have developed yourself in such a way that you can answer the interviewer questions. And then once you get the job, now sky is the limit. How you perform in the organization, how you solve the problems. Maybe somebody will get the job in 15 days, somebody will get 1 or 2 months. It's that nobody can control. The institute or anybody, nobody can give guarantee for job. But there is nobody who is CMA US qualified is unemployed. Nobody will find. Unemployment is frictional unemployment also. You left one job, the another job you are getting, but you don't want to do that. You want to do something else. That is not unemployment. Students and professionals are getting good opportunities after doing CMA US. So that's, you can say that from my side, relating to further queries and questions, we will come again. Don't go off. I will just say one thing. One second. Just 1 second. Relating to our training classes, whatever benefits will be there in the CMA US by the institute, as I said, 30 to 40% minimum discount you will be getting. So for the professionals, the cost will be coming approximately, you can say 1 lakh. And for the student, it will be coming around 60 to 65,000. Other than that, the training classes and all that, we charge normally. We charge normally for our training classes 63,999 for last 2 years. Out of that 63,999, we are offering a discount of 2,000. Those who will join today and those who will clear the entire payment within 24 hours. In place of 63,999, it will be 61,999, 2,000 less. You need to pay 5,000 today. Balance you can pay by tomorrow 24 hours, and balance you need to pay this. Even we have a scheme for our training classes, monthly payment of 12,000. There also we are charging 2,000 less. Those who will join today for within maximum 24 hours. And then in 12,000, 6 EMIs, they need to pay last EMI 2,000 less. So 2,000 discount for everybody. This is a special offer for today. And there are other things also which I will be saying at the end. So you can see that If you are interested in doing CMA US, this we can offer from our pocket because we are teaching 240 hours. I do the calculation for every hour. If suppose I charge for my live classes for every hour, if I charge 150 to 200 hour per hour, 200 rupees per hour, then it will be coming approximately 48,000. Add GST, it will be coming 63,999 only. So in every course, not only CMA, I charge 150, 200 rupees per hour. That also we are reducing. We don't have any discount scheme, never. Whether 20 students joining together, wherever, it's the fixed pricing policy for everybody. But since there are you are giving your time and you should be given some benefit today. For that reason, we have come with this offer that a student joining today can get a 2,000 discount if they will act it today. So this is, you can say from my side for the time being. Over to Vidisha again. And in the end, we will have Q&A session. Whatever your doubts are there, we will discuss. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. I just hope they were able to get a glimpse of the offer that we have for them very clearly. We could, okay, I think we'll take it up once we are finished. I think we'll take it up once again, sir, after we are finished with all our speakers. So thank you very much, Prakash, sir, for your inspiring words and your dedication to education. Your leadership continues to make a profound impact in the lives of many. Let's now shift our focus to real-world success stories. Now that we have heard from the institute representation, we have heard from the publishing representation, we have also heard from the training side. Now it's time for some real-life stories, people who have really taken up the qualification and then they have done wonders. So we are going to now hear from the individuals who have successfully completed the CMA US program and now they are thriving in their careers. These inspiring individuals will share their personal journeys, including the motivations for pursuing the course, the challenges they faced, and how they overcome them, and the impact of the CMA US certification has had on their careers. Their stories will provide valuable insights and inspirations for your CMA US journey. So let me take the pleasure of first inviting Mr. Raghavan Nagaraj. So Raghavan is joining us from Saudi Arabia. He's a qualified CMA US he qualified the qualification in February 2022. He's currently the finance manager at Rizayat Group with over 15 years of experience driving successful financial management and reporting across various industries. He has a proven track record of successful financial communication, strategic decision-making, and process optimization, along with substantial exposure to Middle Eastern regulations, including zakat, withholding tax, and VAT. Thank you, Raghavan, for joining us, and it's over to you now.
Thank you, Vidisha, for your comments. It's really a pleasure for having me here. Thank you, Prakash sir. Thank you so much for having me on this meeting. It's really an honor to be here. So first of all, like Vidisha said, it's been very excellent course that I joined, CMA, and it's really changed my career, to be honest, from when I see compared to what I was 4 or 5 years back, and getting into this course has really pushed my career upwards. It's been an upward trajectory since I joined this course. So I think most of the points has been covered by Mr. Brian and Mr. Prakash sir, about why this course and what's about this course. So I had jotted down a few lines from my side, and I see that all of this has been covered. So I really don't know what to speak now, to be honest. Anyway, so coming back to the
so Raghavan, if I can just interject, I would like to tell the audience, Raghavan had scored 400 out of
450. 450.
450 is part one?
Yes,
Raghavan,
yes,
can you please
450.
enlighten us?
And part 2 also 450, da?
Yeah, part 2 I got 420.
Okay, and part one is for 450, which
so
is
90%.
Absolutely, and that was all within 6 months and first attempt. So
Good.
It was primarily, I think, I just followed what Prakash sir told me. So I used to just listen to his classes every morning. When I sit, so he used to give advices in terms of what is the process that we should follow for preparation. That's very simple. It's just you need to be consistent. That's it. So once you are consistent, the results are automatically, it just comes in. So you don't need to worry too much. So basically, when you go for this kind of professional course, it's very important, very, very important consistency and discipline. Without that, I'm sure everybody will find it tough. So the most important thing is have your day planned, have a time allotted for what you are planning for the day. And I have done this all despite of family commitments, official commitments, and everything. So if people think that it's a tough task with without with family or anything, it's just us to plan our time, give a commitment. And like I said before, we need to just give a follow a particular rule that I follow. Basically, I follow a 90-91 rule, which basically says that I spend 90 minutes of my time every day for 90 days with only one commitment. So I just followed that one commitment to become a CA, and I spend 1.5 2 hours daily, morning. Evening I used to spend another 1 hour revising what was taught for the day, and then I followed it consistently for 90 days, and then you can see the result. So it's anybody's anybody can do it for me. And if people think that I have got an extra edge, I don't think. I am also just an average guy like everybody. So they have to just put their commitment. So why many students, many my colleagues have come back and asked me why CMA, and I would say that see, time is the most limited resource that we have. Okay, and CMA provides us with a time frame where we can complete this course within 6 months, or within 1 year. So 6 months time, the ROI for your investment you make for CMA, it's a very huge return that you see. Basically, you can get the payback, like Prakash said, you can get the payback in 3 to 4 months. And when you compare it with other courses which may be on a lower side, or you might be thinking it's cheaper, but the thing is the opportunity cost that you have, because you have to spend time to clear that cost, that course, you at the end of the day, the opportunity cost eats up your investment that you make for CMA. So basically what we are trying to say is it's a little bit of investment that you make, and then at the end of the day, within 6 months or 1 year down the line, you have a prestigious qualification like CMA, internationally qualified, recognized across the Middle East. Anywhere you see lots of job opportunities where they precisely ask for CMAs, because at the end of the day, business companies, they need business managers, business controllers who provide them information so that they take proper decisions for their businesses. And they want analytical skills, analytical minds for them to suggest how their business is and how it functions. So CMA provides all this course. I mean, all the skills. These are kind of life skills that the CMA course provides you, so that you can survive in any kind of industry, any kind of business. Not only that, the life skills also help you to gain knowledge. You don't need to work in a corporate itself. You can have your own consultancy. You can have your own business. You understand business well. So these kind of things really gives you an edge, especially for youngsters, I would say, because if you complete this course within the 1 year, you get a head start when you compare to all the other people around, all the other students around. So you get a head start straight itself immediately, and the quality of education, international degree, what more can you ask for? So basically, I think if you are committed, follow what Prakash says in terms of the time that you spend, the method of study, the process that is defined, and then you have just to commit yourself for 6 months, 1 year down the line maximum, and you can sail through the course very well. So anything else from my end? If anybody has any questions, I'm ready to answer. And I know most of the students come back and ask me what is the difference between MCQs and how about essays might be difficult. But I will say, if you have the concepts done well, if you understand the concepts well, and you apply those on MCQs, basically the essays are nothing but a split off of a combination of MCQs. So If you have the concepts right, you have to just repeat what you learned for MCQs, and the same thing you are just going to apply it for essays. So basically, that's also not much of a difficult. People have a little bit of they're skeptical about essay writing. So I think that's if you know the MCQs well, essay writing becomes a cakewalk. So anything else from my end, I'm ready to answer. Thank you for having me again. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Raghavan. You've always been so cooperative and jumped into all our sessions, solving doubts of aspiring CMAs. So it's been really nice and graceful of you. So friends, he's got an excellent academic record as well as a voice of experience. If you have any questions that you would like to post to Raghavan, especially about the prospects of CMA in the Middle East, I think you can ask him and he'll be there till the end to take your questions. So thank you very much, Raghavan, for that enriching session. Show some love on the chat, guys. How was this session? I'm sure it was helpful. Can we see your views on the chat box? If the team could please open the chat. The chat is basically open to the host and co-host, Vinay.
It's open.
It is open? Absolutely wonderful session. Awesome. Well said. So Raghavan, thank you so very much. And that was useful as well as interesting. Next, we have to welcome a new speaker. The next speaker is Mr. Mohammad Ali, who's joining us from India as well. And Mohammad Ali is a qualified CMA US, and he qualified in March 2021. He's currently working as a senior analyst in Shell India with over 14 years of experience in accounts management, financial analysis, and treasury functions. He possesses in-depth knowledge of IFRS and IAS standards, financial management analysis, and performance management. Thank you, Ali, for joining us today. It's over to you now.
Hi all. Are you able to hear me? Yeah.
We are able to hear you, Mohammed, but we are not able to see you, unfortunately.
Okay, wait, just a second, ma'am. I think my video is on.
Yes.
Yes, Ali,
Yes.
we can see you. We can see you.
So, good evening to everyone, all the faculties and the aspiring students. And thank you for the invitation. It's really an honor for me to be a part of this webinar and share my experiences. So, yeah. So first of all, I would like to say that CMA US is a professional qualification which, in a very short span of time, you can get and add the title, add the credential, to your profile. So the decision to take CMA US was not very instant. I had spoken with Prakash Saraf sir, and my interest was more on the analysis part and costing. So sir has suggested me this, and also within a short span of time, if I am getting a professional qualification, so I opted for the course. And being in the industry, it was always a tough competition when in terms of getting getting hired. You always they always ask for a professional qualification. Although I had MBA finance and a diploma in IFRS, but professional qualification was lacking, so I opted to go for it and added the credential of CMA to my profile. And this is what basically motivated me to take up the CMA course. And now, post CMA, as we all know that professional qualifications uh, uh, you know give you an edge over the other candidates in terms of employment. So getting an employment in Shell, Shell is a very big entity. It's a global MNC and oil and gas company, second largest, I think, after Saudi Aramco. So getting into Shell, wasn't easy, but CMA helped me a lot. First of all, my resume got filtered because of the CMA title, it really helped me in getting the interview. And then in terms of demonstrating my knowledge, in the interview was a challenge. So all my learnings and all my learnings, whether it's by CMA part 1 or part 2, external financial reporting, decision analysis, costing, cost management, financial reporting, all the papers of CMA helped me to prepare for the interview, and exactly almost everything which I've learned in the course came up in the interview. And it was a very good interview. I mean, I got selected last year. I still remember for GenPack FP&A profile, financial planning and analysis profile, as an FP&A manager in GenPack, and as a senior analyst in Shell. I got selected for the same both last year in February, but I chose Shell over GenPack. So a lot of opportunities gets open once you complete your CMA. You can work as a financial advisor, as a financial analyst in the FP&A profile. You can work in any domain, in any industry, and it's a very high rated credential. So it helped me a lot in cracking both the interviews, and the scope is wide. I mean, you can work in top MNCs like Genpact, Cargill, Shell, Capgemini, Accenture also, we got a good employment opportunity by Accenture also in the CFM profile, which is client financial management profile. So CMA is a learning which is applicable in all these profiles. You can work in the FP&A profile, you can work as an analyst, you can work as a financial advisor, you can work as a senior accountant, you can work as a finance manager. So post completion, this was my journey. I mean, I didn't face any trouble in getting hired, but one thing I must tell that while taking up the course, the first class itself, I still remember Prakash Saraf sir has said clearly that conceptual study is required. If there is no conceptual study, even if you solve 5,000 questions, it is going to be a tough nut to crack. So study with concept. Every question Prakash Saraf sir has explained 360 degree. I mean, if you solve 50 questions or 100 questions, that would serve like you have done 500 questions, because every question was solved with a view taking 360 degree, and we need to be consistent, as our previous speaker has said, that consistency is very important. You need to be disciplined. It's a very short duration course, but you have to give at least 2 to 2.5 hours every day. You need to be consistent, and sir is going to give you the roadmap in the first class itself. But that's, you have to follow the roadmap, whatever sir is saying you, the tips how to crack, and just have to work hard for for the course. So this is very important that you take the sir's words in the first class itself, because if you don't listen to this, then there will be a huge chaos. So we need to follow sir's, whatever sir is saying, because it's a very experienced faculty. They've been there in the industry over a decade, and I know is phenomenal teaching. So be consistent always in whatever you are learning, and give time at least 2 to 2.5 hours every day. And conceptual study is required. Also, one important tip which I took from sir is that you do the recording, you do the live class, and then you prepare your own notes, what you have understood from that class. So that notes will be very important when you are going to go for the exam, because before the exam you cannot solve that 5,000 questions again. So only those questions in which you have trouble, take the screenshot, make your notes, and then you can go through it while giving the exam. Okay, this is where I was stuck, and this is the solution to this. So all these steps are very important. You follow sir's roadmap, and surely you're going to add a very prestigious qualification to your feathers, and that's going to help you immensely, because nowadays MNCs are asking for CMAs. I mean, CA, CMA, CFA is always there, but CMA is a very high rated credential, and in a short span of time you can get a good degree, a solid degree, and MNCs are welcoming, like, Genpact, Shell, Cargill, Accenture, everywhere, just because you are a CMA, your profile is shortlisted among all the profiles which are non-CMA. So you get an instant edge. You get an instant edge. So yeah, so that's what I could say. This and Saraf's sir's team and Saraf sir has helped a lot in clarifying questions and giving notes and registering for the exams. Wherever there is difficulty, we used to call sir, WhatsApp him, and used to give an instant solution to this. The great faculty, and yeah, that's all I can say from my end at the moment. Wish you all the best. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ali, for that beautiful, wonderful
Any
sharing.
questions anybody would like to ask me?
On the chat, I see just a couple of questions. I don't know if you'll be there till the end. The sad part is that the chats keep dancing and I can't see that question. I think somebody was asking, you appear for the exams from Saudi or India. Where did you take your exams?
India.
I took my exams in Kolkata only, in the Prometric Center, Kolkata. I am basically from Kolkata.
Yeah, yeah. Raghavan had taken his exams from Saudi and Ali had taken his exams from Kolkata itself. Okay. The rest of the questions, please stay put for another 10 minutes and we'll answer all of them in the in the question and answer session. So before I invite my final speaker for the day, I would like to inform you all that after the final speaker, we will again have the announcement for the special offer, which is valid only for today, the webinar gift that we were supposed to give to all of you all. We will explain that to you again for 2 minutes right after the last speaker is there. So please hang around. And allow me and join me to warmly welcome the other speaker. So I would like to thank you, Ali, for your wonderful sharing.
Thank
and
you.
now
Thank
finally, I would like to invite Mr. Mohammed Luqman Unain, who's joining us from Saudi Arabia once again. Mr. Luqman had qualified as CMA US in September 2020. He's currently working with Saudi Ensas Company Limited. It's a subsidiary of Voltus Limited. He demonstrates strong financial expertise and has a commitment to continuous learning and development. So over to you, Luqman.
Hi, Vidisha. Thank you for inviting. So I will just try to add on something to the previous two speakers over here. Because
is there a possibility that we see you? Can you switch on?
I do have some lighting issues over here. I'm not at my place right now, but anyway, I have taken this opportunity to be part of this webinar so that I can give some insights.
Sure.
And I also believe that it is some way of expression of gratitude for the Prakash sir. So what I would like to add on here from the previous two speakers is that even if you are not a core finance guy, even if you are not in the core finance function, this particular certification of CMA really adds value to your career because it puts you on a different level of thinking, on a different level of strategic, what we call strategic positioning inside your company. And it does not I mean, even if you are not in a core finance position, it will help you really in your career advancement. It will help you the way you strategically think. It will help you to how you become one of the core team members of an organization, especially in an MNC. And regarding the preparation for the exam, as the previous speakers noted by Mr. Mohammed and Mr. Nagaraj, it is the same thing that we have to go on in a conceptual basis for learning. I would like to add one more thing over here. Once you clear concept, I mean, if your concepts are very clear to you, then you will have to practice questions because that is a tricky way of the CMA exam. CMA exam has got an MNC, which is the major chunk, which is a major chunk, I would say. And in order to clear those number of questions, and the pass mark, as you know, it is not an easy. It is 72%. So you should score 72% out of the 100 MCQs. So from this multiple choice question of 100, in order to score within this very short time, I would say that you really have to develop the speed. And to develop the speed, I would recommend that we go with some online question bank. For example, I was using the Wiley question bank. So this would really add value and it will help you to develop that speed in solving the questions during your exam. So As Mr. Mohammed Ali said and Mr. Nagaraj was saying, it is really a certification that is worth for me also after achieving this qualification in somewhere in September 2020. That really helped me to put me in the core team of Volta's operations in Saudi Arabia. And that will really help you to see how you are becoming a reference point in the organization for various level of people, various level of management. You become a reference point in the advice of the core business decisions in the business operations. Apart from finance, of course, there's a positive impact in the finance profile itself. But this I'm saying as an add-on to what previous speaker said. It even in the non-finance, non-finance functions of a company, you can really add value if you, because the CMA is not only focusing on any particular subject of either accounting or financing. There are strategic thinking. There are strategic thinking that is being developed during the course. Ethics is there, which is also important in these days. Especially, I would say that in terms of operations, the costing area, the CMA has really a deep knowledge of costing area that will help you in the operations. So I would recommend that this course is it's something really valuable for you. And regarding the preparation, as I said, this question bank practice on question bank is really important so that you develop the speed. And I also thank Prakash sir for his valuable, guidelines that help us to pass the exam. So I was able to pass the exam in the first go itself, and my score was more than 420 in both part. I do not remember how much it was, but it was around 420 to 440. This is what I remember. So Vidisha, I think that is it from my side. If somebody has something to ask or something, I'm available.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lukman, for sharing all your experiences with us. It's been wonderful to hear all three of us, of our alumni who've been doing wonders for themselves in the corporate to come and share their experiences. They are there with us till the end of the session. So very quickly, I would not like to hold up any one of you. I would now pass the baton to Prakash. So once again, for the next 3 or 4 minutes, he'll just guide you through what is the special offer which stands valid only for today. And after Sir is enlightening you all about the webinar gift, we'll open the session for Q&A. And you can, absolutely ask your questions about the curriculum, about the training, about the publication, about the materials to any of our speakers, any of it, right? So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vidisha. Thank you, Lakman. Thank you, Ali. And thank you, Raghavan. Thank you for helping the student and us to communicate how they can do CMA, what will be the benefit, because that was the core thing that the student need to know. Now, as I said that in our case, we charge for our training classes, part 1, part 2, 63,999 for 200 to 240 hours live class. There is another option that a student can pay 12,000 per month in 6 monthly installment. There is no documentation required. This is our training fees normally in Saraf Academy for our training classes, for our resources and all that. That is 63,999 in one go and 12,000 per month in 6 CMIs. We are offering today a discount of 2,000. In place of 63, it will be 61,999. But the condition is that a student need to pay 5,000 now, and they can pay the balance 56,999 in next 24 hours. Similarly, if you go for monthly scheme, then in that case also 2,000 discount in the last EMI, but you need to pay 12,000 now. And you can pay with this link. This is the offer. This is the gift to those who have joined this webinar, that we are offering this gift to all the students, those who are interested in doing CMA US. You take your call. For getting this offer, a student need to pay 5,000 for one-time payment or 12,000 the EMI. The link is there, which you can use.
So, sir, I'd just like to add up over here. This is you can just scan this and, you can pay it through UPI. If you are in a one-shot payment mode, then you could pay 5,000 now. If you're going for the EMI mode, you need to pay 12,000 now. Besides this, you could also, if you don't want to pay through UPI, you can also log in to our website and go on these specific products. So I would request my team to please post on the 2 product links. If you want to pay 5,000 rupees for a one-shot payment to avail and claim this offer for today, you can also go to the website and make a payment through credit card if you wish to. So my team is going to post 2 links on the chat box. One is for the 5,000 rupee payment for one-shot payment route, and second is for the 12,000 rupee EMI route. Yes. Please clearly post which link is meant for which payment. Vinay and others, kindly post both the links on the chat box. And friends, it's time for you to go and claim this offer. Our prices are as it is lowest for the training in the industry. And we would like to give you this gift. But in order to claim it, you will need to pay right away. Right? So I'll leave you with that thought. My team is going to coordinate with you all over the chat, help you out in case you are stuck. You also have our numbers. You could call the team in order to take help regarding the payment. And I think we should start with in the interest of time, we should start with our
Q&A session.
question and I didn't realize the video was off, by the way. So in the interest of time, we'll start with the Q&A, and we are now open to questions. If you have posted your questions before on the chat box, please understand that it might have just gone up and it's very difficult to pinpoint and pick them up again. So please post your questions once again, and we'll be very happy to take them up.
There is no limitations on number of attempts. It's you can say that if you give exam, as I said in the beginning, I don't like this question that's if I don't pass, what will happen? Because if I will help you, guide you, you are consistently preparing, then the question of failing doesn't arise, man. But still, if you fail, you can give exam again. The registration is valid for 3 years. Even in 3 years, if you don't clear, then you can re-register yourself and again you can start. But then the course is 12 months. We need to study properly. We need to pass in one go, but there is no limitations on number of attempts.
Okay, so this was a question from very quickly. This was a question from
Saifuddin.
His question. So we'll, in the interest of everyone understanding it, we will read out the question, right?
Okay.
How many number of attempts we can give was the question of Saifuddin, to which sir gave a response to. Now, thank you so much. Too many comments coming about the session, but regarding slight changes in syllabus from September-October term, when will the revised syllabus be circulated? Please advise. Would we like Vineet to take this question?
Yes, yeah, certainly. I will take this up, and I will just share the slide. It will give you a better insight for students. 1 minute, just a sec.
Yeah.
1 minute, just a sec. This is a slight changes in part 1 and part 2, very, very basic. So if you see, this is the content. And this is what the changes will happen, and this will happen from the next window, May, June, the next exam window, September, October, exam content is changed, and which has been a part of the curriculum. So when you study content from Hock, the content has been already upgraded. So you'll be studying this much added. This is what we have added to our content.
So there's not much of a change.
Adding into this, whatever the changes are there, will be covered in our classes from the coming batches, because presently students are giving exam for May, June. In May, June, there is no change in the syllabus.
No changes.
This is applied from September, October exam. So from the next session, when we will be teaching, we will be covering all the changes. You don't need to take tension.
Okay.
And during the entire session, I heard commitment and consistency regular from Prakash. And I know Prakash for nearly a decade now. Always one thing is always asking me throughout this decade is asking me what value we can bring to students, always. And I'm representing an IMA board, and now always Prakash is always asking, whenever I meet him, whenever I'm there, what else we can do for students. Always value creation for students. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for doing so much good job for students.
Thank you.
So Vineet, there are a few questions on the jobs which I'd like you to take. So There are questions from Sona and Suresh, and they want to know which companies you can get jobs in. And Sona says in Naukri, we get most of the jobs for other qualifications like ACCA, CPA, IFRS, but very less opportunity for US CMA. I would slightly differ over here. We have industry experts over here. We have people and veterans who've been working in the industry since decades, and and they've been sharing what is the opportunity that CMA US brings to the table. However, with regard to the other corporates, I think Vineet, if you can just share a bit.
I will. Yeah. So just to add you, Sona, and just to want to add you, this is a new career portal which we have developed exclusively for IMA members, which we are working on it for quite some time, which is now active. Recently, we posted a job in Netflix. Recently, today only I posted. So there are ample opportunity. And the freshers job, there's a company, tech company based out of Bangalore. They reached out to us on Friday. And they're asking us, if you have CMA freshers, we are ready to pay a package worth of 8 to 10 lakhs with 60,000 joining bonus. So Wipro is there. I can't name many organizations, but they're enormous organizations who are hiring US CMAs.
One more example I am giving. Today, I received an offer from a student who is already doing CMA US with us, and their company is hiring. 5 persons are required. Package is 25 lakh per annum. And that its criteria is 5 years work experience in the F&P domain. If the professional has worked, they can give the interview. I will circulate that to all the students. That is not in the public domain. That is with my student. And he is working in the organization at CFO level. He said that, sir, आपके पास तो student भर्ती हैं, हमें चाहिए है. So I generally share the job when it comes with private domain, with my students, with my colleagues, with my relatives. I always share the job opportunities with my students. Now, whether you will be able to get that job, that's your caliber. I mean to say, if you have studied the curriculum, if you have understood the concepts properly, you can solve the problem of the organization, you will be getting the opportunities, Sona, guarantee. Believe me. If you have, वो जो आमिर खान का मूवी था ना, उसके अंदर सुपरस्टार, वो ग्लास के अंदर पानी में फुहारे उठ रहे थे, जो आई मीन टू से जिसमें दम है उसको सब कुछ मिलेगा ही. आप ऐसा क्यों सोचते हैं? If the qualification don't have value, then it will not be going to give you anything. You need to believe, need to have a trust on the institute and the curriculum which they are covering. Then you think that whatever they are covering will have value in the world or not, you will be able to decide. I generally post job opportunities in my domain to all the students. Now you can say that it's your call, but opportunities are there. I don't want to hear this, that the opportunities are not there.
Okay, so next question. I have received US CMA Part 2 planner for September-October that will end on 29th October. Will I be able to sit for the exam in the same month, or should I go for the next upcoming exam month?
I would always suggest not to hurry with your exams. Be very mindful. Do a number of your mocks. Do your training, because you're paying a good number of amount for exam fees. Do well prepared and plan, and then go forward. Don't randomly just go for it because there's some deadline.
I hope that
Sarafji, on mute. You were on mute. You're saying something.
I'm saying that the exam fees is already around 30 to 35,000. So if we give exam and we are not passing, it's not a question of money. The motivation, the whole morale gone down. So in that case, if we study properly, have a target that I need to go in one go only, I need to pass, then you are saving your time and money. As my student was saying, Raghavan, opportunity cost. Don't just think just the exam fees. It's an opportunity cost that you need to appear for the exam again after 3 months. So everybody need to be very clear in the concepts, then appear for the exams. It's not a question that you cannot give exam in this term. You can give Sona exam in October, September, why not? But then study properly with the concepts, give the exam so that you clear in one go. That's my advice.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Vineet. Next question from Kesar. I'm from Tamil Nadu. Where do I have to appear for the exam?
We have a Prometric testing center. You can go and check. They have available testing center. So the Chennai would be the testing center for you, but you can certainly check. There are many number of cities which Prometric testing center have. You can go and check which is the testing center for you.
Okay, I think that answers the next question as well. Mohammed Shaifuddin, I believe British Council will organize the exam. I think they can go and check the centers, right? Testing centers.
Yes, the testing center, Prometric centers, it's not British Council.
The
It is
Prometric
Prometric centers. There the exam will be there. You just check on Google where the Prometric centers are there. You can go there and give the exam.
Okay. So, Vineet, we have an interesting question. And he's been like, I think he's been asking since a long time, Rakesh Roy. Hello, sir and ma'am, I have a stammering problem, but I have potential. So, is it going to affect my career in CMA? What do you
No,
actually think?
What should I say?
I don't think so. Should be having an issue, but yes, there might be a see. End of the day, what communication is important. You are able to express yourself, and while you're going for an interview, if you're able to tell HR that how you have that issue, that should be okay. That should not be a problem. That should not be a challenge for you.
Subjective questions, how many marks?
25%, 125 marks, and 75% multiple choice, 375 marks.
Okay, Suresh, I hope that answers your question. Any more questions? If you have any questions on the publishing side, the study materials, how you need to study, we still have Mr. Brian with us. Try to make the most of it. Any more questions?
We are there for all of you. Anybody has any specific question? Please chat.
Okay. So we have some questions for Mr. Brian. Sir, if you are around.
Yes, I'm there.
Sir, Mr. Hock. Yeah.
Yes.
So, sir, how is Hock better than other publishers? It's one of the questions we just got.
I think that one of the things that makes us different, and I'll let everyone else decide whether it's better or not, is that we have written our materials that are in a way that's a little bit more complete. I think we start kind of one step earlier. And one of the differences is just kind of in the name. We don't like to use the term review because we know that not everybody is reviewing all of the topics. And so I think we provide more full examples and more full explanations, which I understand that if you've been doing budgeting for 7 years in your career, the material that we have for budgeting is too much. You don't need all of it. And that's fine. You just turn the page and you keep going. But if you spent all of your career in budgeting, it means when you get to corporate finance, you don't have that background and you need that additional material. And so we provide, I think, more explanation, more detail, more discussion of the topics. And all of this comes back to this concept. And this is what Prakash also said. You need to understand it. We don't want you just to know the 5 keywords, but why those 5 keywords are the keywords, what they mean, what they represent, and why it is that they're important. So it's more of a full discussion and covering of the topics.
I hope that answers your question. And I can totally vouch for what Mr. Brian has said, and I can totally vouch for the Hock materials. It should be your best bet, absolutely, if you want to clear CMA US in the first go.
Somebody is asking, they joined somewhere else and they spent money and now they don't want to spend again. The question is, I will say with an example, something you have done wrong. Now you will go on repenting whatever you have done wrong, or you will take further step in your life. There are 2 possibilities when you are not liking the way the teaching is done. Either you do self-study because maybe you don't want to spend, or maybe you need to think about future that giving the exam and not passing the exam is a more cursed thing than at the one giving the exam and passing the exam in one go. So my advice, you need to take your call because what is gone is gone. Think about future. Think about the coming 6 to 8 months, which will be coming. You will be CMA qualified and you will be able to earn more. That's my advice. Whatever is gone, forget about that.
Also, one more thing I'd like to add here, we would not like to take any names of fellow training academies, but there's someone who feels that they've paid over there and now, they don't trust any other faculty or training institute and they don't want to burn their hands again. So one thing over here, which I like to add as a differentiator for us is that we have students from over 30 plus countries, and staying in Kolkata, it's not possible that every person has got the privilege of coming and taking a demo session or something. So for every subject and for the, all the subjects across the curriculum, we have got free classes uploaded on YouTube. It's like 3.5 hours of full classes. So it's over, I think, 1,000+ hours of free content, which is available on YouTube, so that you can go over those videos, see exactly the faculty who's going to train you. Are you comfortable with that particular style? That whole mechanism, the whole infrastructure. And only if you're comfortable, then you go ahead and pay. So this is something I think you could do with every provider or every training partner you want to sign up with. Please be very sure that you see the trainer or the faculty who is going to train you, and if you're comfortable with their teaching style, right? So moving on to the next few questions about classes. Are weekend
Yes.
batches available? How will the classes be scheduled, like in a week? How many classes in a week?
Now, normally we have always weekend classes, one class fixed on Saturday morning, 7 a.m., 7 to 10, 10:30. That is weekend only. But only one class will not be sufficient to teach everything and cover the syllabus in 3 to 4 months. So there will be at least 2 to 3 classes. One is on Saturday. The another class will be on weekday in the night at 8:30 p.m. There is no job at that time. So 2 classes. Normally, sometimes one more class that will also be in the night time at 8:30 p.m. or in the morning 7 a.m. So always the classes are beyond office hour for all the professionals. And then after the class, recording will be there with you. Whether you have done the class or not, you will get the recordings by default. You can refer the recordings, and whatever your doubts, you can come again. You can connect with us. We will solve your doubts. But the classes are always beyond office hour. But only weekend, I don't believe in teaching 7-8 hours, because a student cannot concentrate. Even I am teaching 3.5 hours, that is also bulky. So one class is on Saturday, one another class will be in evening 8:30 p.m. And if require, one more class, 2 to 3 classes in a week. The entire classes will be taken by me only, Suna. Nobody else. And before joining the classes, I will advise, as ma'am said, go on the YouTube, see part 1, part 2, at least some of the videos, analyze your comfort level, then only come.
Team, can you please post the YouTube link and maybe the CMA US playlist for them? It'll be easier for them. If you can just post the link over here so that people could just go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and maybe just look at the CMA US playlist and see their comfort level with the lectures. Okay, another question. Prathamesh Sinde. I have enrolled in October 23 and purchased Hock in January 24. Can I get discount for membership with new registration, as I'm giving exam in September, October 24?
No, if the student is already registered, then in that case, they will not be getting exam discount. But if they are new registration, if you have purchased Hock, you have not registered with the IMA, then in that case, you will be getting the discount. There is no problem. Prathamesh, I think.
Prathamesh, I hope we were able to answer your question. Can I be having this chat here for the links? You can just copy the links. You cannot, I don't know if you can save the chats. What I mean is, for the YouTube link for part 1 CMA has been posted by Vinay. Similarly, he'll post it for part 2 also. Similarly, all the payment links, UPI links, website links, everything will be posted. So the team, I would request you to please post all the links so that they can just copy those links and act upon them.
And you all can connect with our team members also.
Prathamesh has the following questions now. He says he's asking about the IMA discount. If Vineet is around, Vineet, could you please tell us about this?
Yes. So what happens? There's a campaign which is going to roll out from 5th to 15th of June, which is just that if you registered through one of the partners which we have, then you will get an exam discount. So there is an exam window. Probably there is a link and code which we shared, which will be active from 5th of June till 15th of June. So that will be a 10 days window. You can get discount on exams there.
Sure. Prathamesh, I hope it answers your question now. Oh, yes, it does. Thank you so much. Any more questions? Thank you. Thank you so much, Rakesh, for giving us your time. We have our team numbers up there. You could just note down the numbers and you can reach out to them, call them, WhatsApp them. They'll be ready. They'll be more than happy to help you on any front. We'll be closing the session in a couple of minutes. So in case you have any other questions, you could shoot. You could ask us your questions. So the team has also shared the email ID. Any kind of confusion that you might have, you might just email it to us at classes@saraf.academy. We've also shared in our numbers. It's all active for calls as well as WhatsApp. So please feel free to ask us any queries, and for connecting and for claiming your discounts. If you have to make the payments, you just have a few hours left. Okay, another question from Kesar, sir. Can I manage to do CMA with BBA?
Yes, why not? Whatever you will study in CMA, that will be covering your BBA so many parts. So it's not a totally different study. And there are so many students in the world along with the graduation doing professional courses. There is no harm, there is no problem. As I said, if you are committed for regular study of 2 hours, I will make you CMA in 1 year. There is no problem.
So Brian sir also has to log off. In the interest of time, I think we should close the session in case we don't have any further queries. So my formal vote of thanks. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of Saraf Academy's Global CMA Vision 2024 Pathway to Success. A heartfelt thank you to our distinguished guests, Mr. Vineet Pawar, Mr. Brian Hock, and of course, Saraf sir. A special thanks to all our alumni, Mr. Raghavan Nagaraj, Mr. Mohammad Ali, and Mr. Mohammad Lukman Unain for sharing their inspiring journeys. We would also like to extend our gratitude to the audience for putting up such an enthusiastic participation, and of course to our dedicated Saraf Academy team for putting together this event. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Vineet ji.
Thank you.